Hi guys, welcome to Science Tech for Fun. Today I'm gonna be talking about photosynthesis, rate of photosynthesis depending on light, okay? First, I will talk about the list of materials that is involved. Then I will show how to set up the practical, and then we'll see the bubbles being formed, okay? So, for this practical, we will need a source of light, ideally LED one. We need a clamp stand, boiling tube. We need sodium bicarbonate, tweezer, spatula, timer, scissor, a measuring ruler, and pound weed. For this activity, I find better and simple to use a Lodia, where you can easily find in any pet shop in the UK available. For this practical, we're measuring the rate of photosynthesis. So in order to have photosynthesis, we need a source of light, that will be my lamp. I need CO2, that will be increased. We have CO2 diluted in the water already, but I need more to increase the rate. So I'm adding sodium bicarbonate on this water. And obviously, I need the plant, the chlorophyll, during the process. So the main of this practical is to change the distance between the plant and the light source and see what's happened with the rate of photosynthesis, counting the number of bubbles. Now let's start with the procedures. So the first thing to do is to add my water. This water I took from my tank. It's better using from the tank because the plants will be used to that pH and temperature, and you won't have like a stress for the plants, because you can use again and regrow the plants again. So we will add the water here inside my boiling tube. I will place my boiling tube back, and then I will add the CO2. So I will take a small amount of sodium bicarbonate and I'm gonna place here. Why I'm adding just a small amount? I just need to increase the level of CO2, but not changing how clear my water is. If I add too much sodium bicarbonate, the water will be cloudy and the photosynthesis will be affected. Now I place it back here, and then I will pick my pound weed. Something very important, when I place my pound weed inside my boiling tube, I will use my tweezer to push this down. When it's completely submerged, using my scissor, I will cut the edge of my pound weed. Why? As soon as I cut the pound weed from the fish tank, this start to seal the coal. Depending how long you keep it outside, this will be completely sealed. So it's always good you give a little cut, but completely submerged. So then you don't have any air blocking the xylem in the plant. Okay? So now I will place here in my clamp stand, always align it with my lamp, and ideally with nothing blocking the light. And I will measure the distance. between the light and the plant. So here I have 1 meter, so my plant should be 10 centimeters apart. And I will start the timer along with the light, and I will check working. Some methods say us to keep counting the bubbles for 30 seconds. Other measures says to keep counting for 1 minute. So depending on the method you're following, you have different approaches. Although after you do whatever the method says, so let's assume 30 seconds for example, then you're going to increase the distance. So then from 10 you go for 20 and repeat the procedure. After measuring, increase the distance from 20 to 30. After measuring, carry on until you reach 1 meter. Okay, so now we have a 10 centimeters distance working, and I can see the bubbles coming from my stem, okay? So as soon as bubbling, I start my time. So I'm gonna count for 30 seconds how many bubbles I have. Okay, so after 30 seconds, I had 103 bubbles, okay? So if the question is in minutes, I can just multiply by 2. If the question is between seconds, I can just divide it by 30, okay? So now we will increase for 50 centimeters apart between the light and the plant, and we'll see again. So now we are 50 centimeters apart, and we're gonna repeat again. So 30 seconds, number of bubbles, and now. So we had 31 bubbles in 30 seconds, okay? Almost 1 bubble per second. So we can see that if I increase the distance, the rate of photosynthesis decrease. This is exactly what is expected. So if I increase the intensity of light, the rate of photosynthesis increase. If I reduce the level of light, I reduce the rate of photosynthesis. The variable here is the light, because the plant is still the same and the CO2 in the water is still the same. Thank you for watching. I hope you had enjoyed. If you had enjoyed, please consider to subscribe, give a thumbs up, turn the notification on, and see you next time.